Alright, what's up guys? Back with another YouTube video. Now today is going to be kind of an uncomfortable one or just a relatable one, whatever you want to take it. And it's actually kind of funny too if you have a certain level of comedy I do. I am going to be, well, you already read the title, I'm going to be talking about my first time doing this to this area real quick. Now, I feel like y'all are here, but y'all are not hitting that subscribe button. I'm gonna need you to do that because, you know, we starting off the new year, and especially if you want more good content like this, you want to get notified every time when I post because you do not want to miss an upload. Story times coming back to back. Be ready for it. So anyway, let me go ahead and talk about my first time punching my sirloin. Let's do it. I have started let me go ahead and put it in word. I have started, pounding my steak. Actually not too long ago. I think it actually started, let's say maybe freshman year. So let me go ahead and go to the years before that. So as the years before that, such as my middle school years, I've always heard jokes about it, like, oh, somebody's beating their bush, or like somebody's spanking their monkey, right? We had all these different names for it because just the term itself, like masturbation, I might as well say it. I mean, it's normal to talk about it. It's completely normal to talk about. And it was known to come like puberty, but also it was a sin to do that. But like we already pray to God, and we thank Him for the glory, and we think that He's changing us, right? So yeah, let me go ahead and dip into that area. So I low-key didn't even. The only reason why I didn't do it at that point in time is because I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how it worked. As far as I'm concerned, intercourse to me just meant you can go as long as you want to, or like you just do it till you get tired, and then out of nowhere, a baby just popped up. I didn't really understand the concept of sex itself till at the time when do you know that show called Big Mouth? That helped a lot. And also, another thing helped a lot. It's called HBO. Yeah, that helped a lot. But then again, I didn't really have access to those things until my freshman year of high school, which is when I started getting introduced to there. So let me go ahead and zip through there. So after seeing the jokes in Big Mouth, I just still didn't understand how it worked. And I've been getting bricked up a lot, since we're going to use that term since it's censored. Getting bricked up is really easy when you're a young teenage boy. For some reason, it's easier to control as you get through, but for some reason, hormones are very hard to control when you're an early teenage boy. So, let me go ahead and dip into it. So, I heard of this thing called No Nut November, right? Y'all guys know what I'm talking about. No Nut November is basically where you can't, you can't pound your sirloin. You can't pound your steak. You can't beat your chicken patty until after November hits. Now, I honestly know that I was going to pass because I don't masturbate anyway. Oh, damn. I don't spank my monkey at all, like at that point in time. So yeah, so I think this happened during Thanksgiving break. So Thanksgiving break, for some reason, I unusually kept getting bricked up. And it was because, for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to watch 50 Shades of Grey. And also, I thought it was a good idea to watch Game of Thrones, Power, Ballers, even. Yeah, you already know something was about to come up. But then again, I would get bricked up, but I would always just, never understand the meaning of it. So I decided to take a trip down the website that starts with a P. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So when I searched up a couple of stuff on P, I just kind of started getting to work. I didn't know how it worked or nothing. I just, got some lotion or some sort of lubricant and a sock, because that's normally like the things I've heard is that you could do it with a sock. And also watching On My Block at that time and understanding that, yeah, it was kind of like a thing to learn. So when I was using the sock, something wasn't right. It was not doing it. It kind of felt rough. It kind of felt, it felt like kind of scrapey too. Like I felt like I was scratching up and bruising my own like private area, and so it didn't feel comfortable. So I stopped. But then I came back later and I just did it with my hand and a lubricant. And when I was doing it, I reached this point, which I didn't know until now, or like until like later, was a climax. Now the thing is, I thought that after climax you could keep going. Yeah, me not know that. I was confused the whole time. I just kept doing it and I just didn't stop, and then it started hurting even more, and then so that's when I stopped. And I'm like, oh, I reached this. And at first it felt like weird, but it felt like a good kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? So then I tried it again a few hours later, and like it felt better. And I was like, okay, I'm liking this feeling. So I'm trying this feeling over and over and over again until, well, I get to the point where I just can't take it anymore. So I was, going throughout the whole Thanksgiving break, and I was just thinking like, I failed No Nut November at the end when I could have made it. I could have did this in December, but no, my horny self decided to do it now, which I don't want to use the term horny either. I'm sorry, I have to censor a lot of things because I don't know how many kids are watching. So anyway, so that's when I started. Now we're gonna get to the part where I stopped, which is actually a recent part too. So I think this was around the summertime. I didn't have no school or something, but I don't know why. But I was watching, what's the movie? Oh, Medea Family Funeral. It was an okay movie, but anyway, we're not into movie reviews. We're going back. So I was watching the movie, and for some reason, there were a lot of females that kept making me want to act up. I was getting, and I don't know what it was, but it was just, I constantly kept getting bricked, and I was trying to control myself, but it's just like, them fine females on that movie. It was a matter of time. So I decided to go in my room to do it this time. Mind you, the only times that I really did it was in the bathroom. Because think about it, nobody's gonna bother you in the bathroom, and especially when you have the vents playing, like when you have the vents on, and if you have the water, like the bath water or like the shower water playing, that's drowning out like the whole, pleasure noises that you make, and also possibly the content that you're playing. So I didn't know how using it in the bedroom worked, but I just tried it out, and so I'm like, getting to work, and mind you, like, I was still sharing a room with my big brother. So he wouldn't, like, come in until, like, maybe late night when he was at work. So, yeah. I had and it was, like, I think 3 o'clock or something. But, yeah, it was just, like, at that point in time. So I was like, hey, might as well. I'm not doing nothing else. So, I'm starting to get to work, and I'm like, since I couldn't lock the door, I had my feet placed firmly against the door, and so that way nobody could walk in when I was doing it. So like, y'all know how it is. Then when I'm in the middle of it, my mom decides to bang on my door, and I'm like, what? And then you already know moms, like whenever they knock, that's just them asking, or like not even asking, telling them to open the door so that way they could walk in and criticize you on everything. But I'm still in the middle, and also I have my chicken patty out. I have my chicken out. So yeah, like this was already like a lot to process. So I was thinking about how I was gonna do this, but I knew that if I left my feet off the door, I wouldn't have enough time to do that. But my dumbass decided to still take that chance. So I take my feet up off the door and I quickly rush my shorts up, which I almost got caught. But then she walks in the room and says, "What are you doing?" And I'm just in there like, and then she said, "Get up. What are you doing that stuff nasty? And go wash your hands too." Yeah, not one of my best moments. Not one of my best moments, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't really something that I was too fond of, and it was actually pretty embarrassing. So then the next morning we get in the car, and she's saying, "So you really did that in your room?" And then she was saying, "It just caught me by surprise." And she said, and then she started asking me all these questions like, "Do you picture stuff in your head, or do you have something playing in order for you to help feel this?" And also, parents, choking your chicken is not something that is frequent upon. Beating your meat is not something that's really talked about. Nobody really talks about that, especially boys, because they feel embarrassed. But it's totally normal to do that. But then again, boys in their awkward stages, they're not ready to talk about sex yet because, actually, why am I talking about? Why did I say that word? You know what? It's whatever. It's an explicit video. So, that's actually the day that I stopped, because after I realized that the more I did it, the more talks we would have to have, or like the more, relatable situations we would have to have. That was awkward. So I just stopped doing it completely. I was just like, yeah, no, I really don't feel like doing this anymore. But anyway, that wraps up today's story on how I started and how I stopped. Not really a story that I think I should post to the world, but it is what it is. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you related to it, you don't have to comment because, then again, I don't have enough fan base to comment. So yeah, but anyway, go ahead and like that video, and also subscribe for more stories. More stories are coming up, and more videos are coming up, and I will see you guys on the